Alright, it's now the day after that flooding I filmed, and I'm here to show the aftermath. As you can see, this is what that parking lot that was flooded looks like today. As you can see, the water has pretty much receded back down to its normal levels, but you can see like all the white there, that's sediment that's been deposited. That's all what all this is too. And you can see even now there's still some water standing, though not much. Nowhere near as much as before. That building over there is no longer got a flooded parking lot. That drained out, thank goodness. Hoping the damage to that place wasn't too bad. So I'm going to be trying to show the bridge and whatnot while there's some sort of cable here. Oh yeah. Well, this tells you how bad the flooding was. This right here tells you just how bad it really was. That's all sediment from how high the water was. And you can see where it flowed in right there and then branched off. And even now you can see the river is still, or creek, excuse me, is still cloudy from the rain we've been having. Trash rack is somehow still in place, but immensely clogged. So it's probably not doing its job anymore. But you can see how high the water was just from the sediment deposits alone. It looks like it didn't overtop the bridge, which is good. But yeah, here's the actual flow height right around here where everything's pushed down. That's how high it got. So that would have had to be maybe 6, 7, maybe 8 feet of water, rough estimate. I'm only guessing, but I would imagine it was that deep, mainly in the center of the river channel. Sorry, I had to cross over. So here's where it was flooding last time. On this side of the bridge. So this is more or less where the water level usually is at. And there's the tree that was stuck up against the bridge and floating. And then there was the drainage ditch, which was completely underwater, and now it's been slowly eroding the sediment that was just deposited down. Yeah, that's a huge tree now that I think about it. But yeah, I wanted to give a quick follow-up to the madness that was going on over here. Yeah, that parking lot pretty much shows you how high the water was. That had to be maybe from the bottom of the river there up. That would have to be maybe 7 or 8 feet. But again, that's honestly an estimate on my part, and it's probably a very low one, so I'm sure it was much higher than that. But this is what it looks like now, so I'll see y'all later. Anyway, I'm over here by the Oconee River now to show you guys what it looks like. It's pretty much the same as it was yesterday. So all that's changed is the water level. That's pretty much it. It's still high, but it'll slowly drop as the day goes on. But I just wanted to show this to y'all real quick, so I will see y'all in Winder. Yeah, so I'm back here at the bridge, the Trail Creek Trestle, to show the aftermath of the flooding here. If you guys remember in the recording I made, all these pillars, the concrete parts at least, were underwater up to the bottom of the wood posts. As you can see, the water is still fairly high. because when I was getting pictures trying to recreate the album cover, that little spot was not underwater. And now look. So, yeah, this is going to be backed up for a good bit. You can see the sediment deposits on the other side. I'm going to go over there and show them to you in real quick. So I'm going to end the recording till I'm over there. All right, so here's a better view showing where the water was in terms of its sediment deposits and such, both on this side of the creek and the other side. So that gives you an idea of just how much water this floodplain sometimes gets. I'm going to walk down to the steps I showed in the other two recordings so you guys can see that. So yeah, I will see y'all in a minute. All right, now I'm back down in the floodplain. Now, if you remember the recording I filmed yesterday on my phone, I could only go literally to about as far as this gravel, because from here further it was all underwater. And well, here's what it looks like to literally the next day. So this is pretty much at the same level as the river, so it's going to take a bit for it to start truly flowing again. It'll have to drop before that point. But the good news is now I can show you guys the high water marks on these trees. As you can see, they are visible. So right there where my finger's at, that was the highest it got in this area. And as you can see, the water's still now. So yeah, I'm just doing this quick recording to show you what it looks like now, and I will see you guys in Winder. Railroad Preserver 2000 out. Presently back here in Winder, Georgia, along the CSX Abbeville sub, and I'm here to do a quick walk around of 208, as well as go over to the Barrow County Museum to talk to them about the plans I heard one of their members bring up about possibly restoring this thing cosmetically. When I was here last time to look at the engine, one of the female volunteers mentioned that somebody had approached him about looking at how much it would cost to restore this engine, cosmetically speaking, but they never heard anything back, and I want to try and help them out with this, because I know of some various groups and whatnot that have expertise in terms of cosmetically restoring locomotives like this, including display engines. And I know there was one person who managed to help the city of Gainesville restore 209 to the sparkling appearance it has now. And apologies for the wind, and I've got my hand over the mic to try and dampen the wind noise as best I can, but yeah. I'm hoping the engine and related stuff here could be restored and touched up paint-wise, because it's been well overdue for a cosmetic overhaul for well over 15 years or more. I mean, the condition it's in right now on camera is pretty much the condition I've always remembered it being in growing up. And what's funny though is that sorry, and what's funny is I actually saw 209 when I was little, so that was the first Gainesville Midland engine I'd seen. I didn't realize this one was here until much later. So yeah, I was just walking around to this side to get better video, because then the sun won't be backlighting everything. And they blocked off the windows to this little building here, but honestly, it needs to have a tarp put over the roof, because I've looked in here one day and I could see clear through the roof. So they would need to put a tarp or a new roof on this. Even if it's a temporary roof, they got to put something on here just to buy them time to restore this little building. Oh. Because yeah, you can see daylight coming in through the crack in the roof up there. That's what's showing through the wood there. So the water's getting in there, and if anything is in there, then it's going to be getting wet. But here's the other side of the engine without the sunlight. And you can see where they had to patch over some idiots' graffiti. So, yeah. And I can already see where some sheet metal up there is rusted out. So that might need to get refabricated or replaced. I know a lot of the cab interior needs to be touched up and fixed. I know the floor especially needs to be fixed, as evident by well, that. I know the bell, they could probably hang a rope up from the front of the engine instead of the back so people could ring the bell without having to climb up it and into the cab, but that's just me. And if I were restoring the engine too, I would try to clean out this firebox. There's still ash and stuff in there from when the engine was last run nearly 70 or 80 years ago, and that's only going to rot the firebox out. So if they could clean that out and maybe put some kind of cover over it, like new grating or something, maybe that would stop people from throwing dirt, rocks, and trash in there and it damaging the thing. I can see the frame braces there to hold up the boiler. I can see those need to be worked on and touched up. That one, if you'll notice, is bent. See? So that may have to be heated up a bit and straightened to an extent. That ring for this air compressor needs to be fixed, among other things. See, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed or touched up on in terms of the engine, cosmetically speaking, because it still looks somewhat decent, but it does look a bit tired and needs some TLC. And this is coming from both a rail fan and somebody who's interested in this sort of thing, you know? And I know the number boards, those need to be fixed, because I think the engine only has one original number board left, and that's on the left side. The other one on the right and below is gone. So that a new one for that may have to be fabricated. Yeah, see, there's one of the original number boards there. Whether or not it was lighted, I don't know, but there's the headlight. That could probably be replaced with an LED bulb, but that's just me. The bell could probably have that paint stripped off and polished and have it so you could ring it like either from right around in here, but that's just me. Again, I'm just giving ideas and recommendations and just really just brainstorming, to be honest. I know of a few companies that could perform a cosmetic overhaul on this. FMW Solutions is another. Maybe local rail fans and historical societies could come in and do the work, volunteer-wise. Or, you know, maybe some kind of fundraising thing could be done, but who knows, maybe one day. Maybe one day. And I just realized standing right in the front of the parking things gives me a nice panoramic shot where you can actually see everything. I didn't realize that. I'd have to keep that in mind. Anyways, I'm going to conclude my business here at the engine, and I may take photos of certain spots that look like they need to be addressed, but other than that, I'll be concluding my business here with the engine for today, so I will see y'all later.